we'll quickly go through what we started last time, the beginning of Canto 4, and continue further. Then suddenly we rose the sacred stir. There was great anticipation, and as if nothing was happening, then therefore there is a sudden movement, something happens suddenly. In the lifeless silence of the void, that is a great event, something happening in the lifeless silence of the void, Shunya, the desert of life, having over there. A sound came quivering, a sound came quivering. Now here sound is personified. Personified. Sound is a person. It came quivering, tremulous movement. It is the sound itself which is having tremulous movements. Like the lowered footfall, the way the beloved would come in that manner. Heard, be listening. Now this sound can be heard only in the listening spaces of the soul. Now here, this line, an influence of approach the martyr range. A boundless heart was near his longing heart. A mystic form enveloped his earthly shape. All these three statements are on par, on equal footing, you see. An influence had approached the mortal range. He is standing there, mortal range. So it is a great event which is really occurring in the mortal world. Something is coming, some influence from the immortal is entering into the mortal range, you see. It's a very great event actually as it is. Now here, a boundless heart, a mystic form. Boundless heart, H is capital. A mystic form, F is capital. Whereas an influence, I, is small. Well, the revised edition has made it capital. The revised edition, we have that thing as capital. I can understand. I don't know the logic, whether it is in the manuscript, small or capital, we don't know. But the revised edition has definitely made it capital. An influence. Whether it is in manuscript, small or capital, we don't know that, you see. That detail is not there, but the final reading is with I cap. Now actually, there are in all 24 occurrences of the word influence in Savitri. 24 occurrences of word influence in Savitri. Out of 24, 6 of them are capital. 6 of them are capital, and the remaining is small, including this one. So if you make this also cap, then it becomes 7 cap influence. And I can understand that it should be, if you compare heart, form, influence has to be cap, you see. It is a person who is coming, some individual who is coming. It is a personification, you see. It is not an adjective.
The 6 capital in the book, the other 6 capital, they have a meaning for this capital, and the other one they don't have a meaning. And here, what is your opinion?
I would prefer to have capital influence. I would prefer. How much high he has put? He doesn't care. Because that is done before this revised edition came out. All of the contact broke from silence. See. Now this is the influence which has already taken place in the mortal world. In the mortal world, it has already happened. Intoxicated with nectarous rain, intoxicated with nectarous rain, his nature's passioning stitches flow to her, flashing with lightnings, mad with luminous wine. Now, you don't really get intoxicated with rain. But as a transferred epithet, it is understood that the rain itself is causing a kind of an intoxication, a joy, a jubilation, a happiness when it rains, you see. A divinizing strain possessed his vein, his very cells awoke to spirit sun, awoke to spirit sun. You see, the spirit itself has the primary senses. The spirit has all the faculties of perception, of cognition. So it is those original senses which got awakened in the body's cells. We have only 5 senses. They are mental senses. Our senses are born of mind. But the spirit has many more senses of perception. Tissue and flesh partook beatitude. Alive the tongue and plumb subconscious cave, filled with the patience of her long for trade, patience of her long for trade, to the caves are awaiting for her arrival for a long, long time. They have got some kind of a foreknowledge that this will happen. Yes, she will come. The influence will come. She will invade them. She will occupy them, you see. The subconscious caves have that patience already, and filled with flickering crest and praying tongue. Praying tongues and flickering crest of the caves. Allied the done and plumb subconscious caves, filled with the patience of a long portrait, and filled with flickering crest and praying tongue. Praying tongues of that place. Even lost in slumber, mute, inanimate, his very body answered to her power. Of course, he stands for the one who is approaching her. That is Ashapati himself. The one he worshipped was in him. Now that one has remained unnamed. It is impersonal one. She will become one, named, when she appears in front of him. She is coming absolutely from the unknowable. And later on we shall see that when she is giving him a boon, when she is giving a boon, she will say, one shall descend. She doesn't say, I will descend. One shall descend. Later on we see that one shall descend. Plain, pure, ethereal, a mighty face appeared, and this moved the immortal world. This wisdom's live grew over matchless orbs. A shape was seen on Trishur mind. So this is the rendezvous where the place is taking, where the meeting is taking place, Trishur mind. A voice absolute and wise in the heart's chamber spoke. In the heart chamber, whose heart is? Absolute and wise in the heart's chamber spoke. And then she is addressing him in the most remarkable statement she is making already. What a great qualification. Oh, son of strength. She is calling him son of strength. The mighty task he had done. The difficult way by which he climbed up all the way up to that peak to meet her. Extremely difficult kind of a thing. Only one who is strong, not only strong in will, but strong in strength and execution and carrying out things. It is that gives him the strength. Oh, son of strength. Now, she is addressing him as son of strength, not as son of God. This is not a theological statement she is making. She is making a spiritual statement. The moment you call it son of God, it gives a different color, different connotation, different meaning. Actually, son of strength is the Vedic phrase, Veda. In the Veda, Agni is described as one who is full of strength, son of strength. Sahasas putra, son. Sahasa, strong, formidable. You can move forward easily. So, actually, this is a kind of an epithet for Agni himself. Son of strength is Agni himself. Sahasas putra. So, he has already done a very great job climbing up the very difficult staircase, slope, coming up here, and therefore he is perfectly entitled to be called son of strength. Whole fire, the ugly, brilliant fire is constantly burning in him. Yoga, the yogic fire is there always in him, which is strong, eventually. What thou hast won is thine, but ask no more. She also dismisses him immediately, calls him, well, what he has won, none can take it away, nobody can take it away from him, you see, obviously. But then she advises him.
What did he want and what it's not?
Ask no more. What you have won is yours.
He said what you want is not. What is there he want?
No, she expects that he would ask something.
Expect? Not get what?
Well, he is there and he is there. What thou hast won is thine. See, their approach, there is a kind of a prayer, there is kind of an expectation, and she has to give me something. She is obliged to give me something, and she is taking precaution that he will not ask something which may be beyond her powers, her control, her reach. That is the part of the absolute and wise voice. She is already taking a pragmatic move. Yes, you have achieved something great. You are a strong person. Maybe you want something else. But ask no more. She justified why she is saying that. But ask no more. In fact, she is not really giving him anything here. She is not really giving. You are already one, so it is not her giving anything to him. But she says that you are an aspiring spirit in the ignorant frame. So it means that you want something for this. She is preparing the ground for that. Oh, voice arisen from the inconscious world. You see, you are a voice and you want something now for this world which has come up from inconscience. Don't ask that now. That is too early. It is too premature. Time will not allow you that thing to happen. How should thou speak and man? whose hearts are done. Maybe you want something, but you are not wanting it for yourself. You are not desiring anything for yourself. You are desiring for men. You are desiring from the inconscient world. You don't need anything perhaps. That is understandable. Make the blind earth with souls, sheer visions. This is what we would like to have, that they all should be sheer visions. This is what we might like to ask. And then she says, I am the mystery beyond the reach of mind. After all, this inconscient world, this approach of yours is on the mental level. And mind cannot understand my mystery. Mind cannot understand, grasp my mind. I am the goal of the travel of the sun. My fire and sweetness are the cause of life. Fire and sweetness.
What is the travail of the sons? What is the travail of the sons?
Why the suns are running, why the creation moving forward, why the work of the powers of light are working here. Love, beauty, joy, all the suns, they are working here. They are trying to bring all those things. They are trying to bring all those things here. My fire and sweetness are the cause of life. It is because of that life is moving forward. Her Agni, her Teja, her sweetness, her Madhurya, these are the things by which it is moving. But two invents my danger and my joy. It is a very beautiful line. But two invents my danger and my joy. See, this sentence has no verb. This is without a verb, but it is perfectly understood. But two invents and my danger. Sorry, two invents my danger and my joy. It means that it is understood. The two invents are my danger and my joy. That R is understood here. Because of the previous line, my fire and sweetness are. So that R is carried forward here. That is the poetic art, the art of the poet. He has purposely, so to say, dropped the word art. I will say this is the unique sentence in Savitri without a word directly. And secondly, it is understood. Secondly, she is speaking. When you are speaking, you need not always use the word. It is understood. The word is understood when you are speaking, you see. So, the idea of communication is also conveyed here by not putting the word there. Awake not the immeasurable descent, speak not my secret name to hostile time, because man is too weak to bear the infinite weight. That is a part of her wisdom. And now she is going to narrate her stand, justify her stand. Truth born too soon might break the imperfect earth. It is not only man, but the earth itself might get shattered. You see. So that is a part of her wisdom. Her voice absolute and wise. It is a part of her wisdom. Truth born too soon might break the imperfect earth. In other words, she is implying that Mr. Rashtrapati, you are in too great a hurry. You are inviting greater trouble by inviting me. If I come down, the imperfect earth might get shattered, might break. And therefore, your wisdom will lie in leaving the all-seeing power to you. Let the power. She knows everything. She sees everything. Long distances of time, the past, the future, the present, everything she sees. Leave to her wisdom. She will do everything in a proper way, at proper time, at proper moment. Leave the all-seeing power to you, Ishwari. In thy single vast achievement, that the vast achievement is that she has approached the mortal range. That is the vast achievement already. She has approached the mortal range already. You have won all the glories of the creation. The unknown, you know, the transcendental you go through easily. You are friends with gods, and all that. You are reaching the unknowable. That is your aim. So she was able to call her. Therefore, you stay there and try to help the world the way the world can be helped. Don't ask for something which could be disastrous for the creation. So that the caution she is exercising. How shall that? See, all that you can do is, meanwhile, you help the world with your work. Carry on the work. Try to bring down the powerful spirit to the extent they can be assimilated, they can be absorbed, they can be received by this earth. Try to help them in that manner. Hello, how is thy mighty spirit grow while death is still unconquered on earth, and time a feeling of suffering and pain. Now, this is what she is expecting him to ask for. How shall thy mighty spirit go before? He is mighty spirit. What is the purpose of his incarnation? What is the purpose of his rising up from the inconscient world to conquer death? Your objective has been to conquer death. While death is still unconquered on earth, you do not even contain. You will continue to do work for this creation, for this world, till death is conquered. But don't invite that moment too early.
That's what she means, don't ask more. When she said don't ask more, she means this one.
Why death is still unconquered? Because death has not been yet conquered. You are struggling, you are trying to invoke me, you are trying to bring down something, etc., etc. In other words, the entire purpose of his yogic mission is to create the whole background, the entire condition that death is conquered. The mission, his yogic mission is the conquest of death. That is the quintessence of his sadhana, conquest of death. Mrityu and Kala, time, that is called. While death is still unconquered on earth, and time a field of suffering and pain. You don't want suffering in this world. And as long as there is death, there will be suffering, there will be pain. So entire yogic mission is in fact described in this phrase. While it is still unconquered on earth, and time is quite, and time, a feel of suffering and death, he must continue to do work. He must continue to do his work. How? What work? By sharing the work of the latent force, of the inconscient force, driving the evolution.
Repeat laden plus
Driving the evolution. Laden, heavy, heavy.
or what?
Yes.
Laden but less is LED.
Obey the nature and fulfill thy fate. That is your work, that is your task, that is your svabhava, that is the character of your soul. Accept the difficulty. Yes, it's not easy. Accept the difficulty and godlike toil. For the slow-paced, omniscient purpose, live. Slow pace. Even though repeatedly she uses the phrase slow evolution in the life divine. Repeatedly he says slow evolution in the life divine, so that every little detail is attended. Otherwise it will spring up again and present itself as an obstacle. You have to conquer everything. Slow evolution. So that every detail is taken care of. You cannot hasten things like that, you see. Omniscient purpose live. So there is a kind of omniscience in the slow evolution, in the slow pace of things. The enigma is tied in humankind. In the human species, the whole enigma is quintessenced, is gathered in man's nature. Man, soul awake in an unconscious world, aspires in vain to change the cosmic dream. That is the enigma. Arrive from some half luminous beyond, where from is the coming man. Man is coming from some half luminous beyond. Half luminous from the mental world. Manomaya Purusha. Man is a Manomaya Purusha. Manomaya Purusha is half luminous. He is not full of light. Only when Vijnanamaya Purusha comes, then he will come full luminous beyond. Manomaya Purusha. Mental being. Manomaya Purusha, mental being. Before he came, there were only mindless vasks. It was only life, it was only matter, mindless vast. The entry of mind is the arrival of man. He is a stranger in a mindless vast. A traveler in his off-shifting home, amid the trade of many infinities, he has pitched a tent of light in desert space.
That also very much such a nice picture.
Perfect picture. See. Now he has pitched a tent of life. That is the arrival of man, of the mental being. He has put.
But only a tent.
Well, therefore he is a wiser. Therefore he is a hunter. Therefore he is a nomad. He is a nomad of the far mysterious light. Far mysterious, because it is from half years beyond. Against his spirit, all is entirely A titan influence stops his Godward gaze. Around him hunger the unpitying void. The eternal darkness seeks him with her hands. Darkness is personified. Inscrutable energies drive him and deceive. Immense, implacable deities oppose. So he has to meet all kind of oppositions, all kind of difficulties, you see. An inner soul, in a somnambulist force, an inner soul and a somnambulist force have made a world estranged from life and thought. Inner soul, the inconscient being, somnambulist force, inconscient nature, who walks in sleep, inconscient nature, and made a world estranged from life and thought. This is what we saw last time. The dragon of the dark foundations kills unalterable the law of chance and death. On his long way to time circumstance, the grave wriggling neither shadow spring or dreadful fall upon the swelling sand, erasing on with the soul-slaying world. Across his path sits the dim camp of night. So we got the dragon, we have got the sphinx, we have got the night. Now all these things are in the context of the work Ashwapati has to do with the yogi, what we saw last time. Ashwapati of yogi. The context is this one. She is giving a complete picture. You are a son of strength. Who can handle this thing? The dragon, the spring, the night. Who can face them? Only the son of strength. Only the son of strength. In whom the yogic fire, Yogagni, is fully burning, is kindled, is ablaze, like a diamond burning in the night. Like a diamond burning in the night. It is only he, the son of strength, one who has come to conquer death, he alone can make these things.
What was the somnambulist force? Who is this?
Somnambulist force? No, apara prakriti, lower nature, inconscient nature. Inconscient nature. She does not see in the night. His day is a moment, in the perpetual time. He is the prey of the minutes and the hour. He, man. So this is the merit card of man. She is listing out what man is, you see. The merit card, the credit card, the report of man, you see. He is the prey of the minutes and the hours. Assailed on earth, you see, this is what happened to man. Assailed on earth and unassured of heaven. Descended here, unhappy and surprised. Descended here. Man has descended. She is again telling you that you are a Manomaya Purusha, the mental being who has come from the world of mind. Descended here. Unhappy, obviously unhappy, because the life is not ready, things which he wants, they are not ready. So that's the merit card of man. A link between the demigod and the beast. Well, that is a good thing. He is a bridge between beast and God. The bridge between the two. The vital and the supra-rational. He is a bridge, a link between the demigod and the beast. He knows not his own greatness, nor his aim. He knows not because his instrument, his best instrument is mind. He has forgotten why he has come and whence. So the power of this inconscience is such that it has swallowed up all the capacities which the mental being has come. He has come here as a mental being, descended here with all the possibilities of a mental being, but they have been overpowered by the inconscience. He has forgotten why he has come and whence from the mental world. Why he has come? To give direction to life. He has entered into life scene. To give direction to life. To shape, to control, to make new life. He has forgotten why he has come and when. His spirit and his members are at war. Well, his heights break off too low to reach the sky. He cannot really climb over. His mass is buried in the animal mire. Well, that is the credit card of man. She knows everything. A strange antinomy is his nature's rule, oppositions of antinomy. He is constantly on that. A regular of opposites is made his free. Freedom, he asks, but needs to live in bonds. This is what we saw last time. We want freedom, but we have parliament to pass laws, you see, to govern ourselves. He has need of darkness to pursue some light, and need of grief to feel a little bliss. He has need of death to find a greater life. In fact, this is the most crucial statement. The others are kind of preparatory statements driving toward this. He has need of death to find a greater life. Indeed, we cannot make progress without death. We cannot make progress without death. See, if death were not there, we would have continued to carry on our stupidities on and on and on endlessly. Nothing would have gathered into our soul, you see. So death comes there, terminates all those things, and whatever you have gathered in your present life, that becomes a part of your psychic being, and it is that divine part of the psychic being which carries it forward from life to life, from life to life, from life to life, you see. Therefore, he has need, he needs death. Death is a necessity for growth, for progress in the present circumstance. In the present circumstance of existence, death is an existential goal at the moment. Existential goal at the moment. He has need of death to find a greater life. Otherwise, you would have never striven for greater life, you see. So whatever we have gathered in the present life, that we treasure in our soul and we take it forward from life to life, from life to life. Build upon that, you see. If death were not there, this would not have happened. It is like wearing the same clothes for years and years and years and years and years without any change, without any progress, without any growth, you see. I don't think I would relish that. Therefore the clothes get torn, gets worn out also. All sighs he sees and turns to every call. Well, that is the mental being. He sees everywhere, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. I want this, I want this, I want that, you see. He has no certain light by which to walk, no certain light, because that is the problem with mind. His life is a blind man's work, a hide and seek. He seeks himself, and from himself he runs. Meeting himself, he thinks it other than he. You see, I am meeting myself, but I think I am different now. And it's true. Today what I am, tomorrow when I look at me, myself, I am different. Always it is, but finds no constant ground. Always he journeys, but nowhere arrives. He would guide the world, himself he cannot guide. He will save his soul, his life he cannot save. What a clear statement she is making, you see. But well, that is the credit card of man, you see. That is the progress report of man. She is reading out the progress report of man. The life his soul has brought, his mind has lost. All he has learned is soon again in doubt. Really, we wonder whether we have achieved something. Keep on doubting. In fact, that is the Cartesian dilemma. He keeps on repeating skepticism, Cartesian skepticism. You see. A son to him seeing the shadow of his thoughts. Then all is shadow gain and nothing is true. So it's an illusion finally. It's an illusion true. Unknowing what it does or whether it that illusion, nothing is true, that comes only because of the faculty of mind. It is mind which makes this thing an illusion. Even truth it converts into illusion. Otherwise there is no real illusion as such. Unknowing what it does or whither it ends, he fabricates signs of the real in ignorance. Fabricates, well, we build up statues, we build ideas, we build up philosophies. They are the signs of the real, but in ignorance. He has hitched his mortal error to a truth star. He looks at the truth star. Wisdom attracts him with a luminous mark. So she wears any number of masks, wisdom. Good, bad, nice, beautiful, lovely, sweet, happy, painful, all kinds of masks she wears. Wisdom attracts him with a luminous mark. But never has he seen the face behind. The face of wisdom he does not see. A giant ignorance surrounds his low. So that is the state of affair of man, you see. Assigned to meet the cosmic mystery. Well, he has come here to solve the cosmic mystery. But he is puzzled occupied. In the dumb figure of a material world, his passport of entry falls and his personage, you see. So he is not really carrying the authentic passport with him. It is the passport of a mental being. And there is no authenticity of passport in that. Assigned to meet the cosmic mystery in the down figure of a material world, his passport. He has entered into the material world with mind, but that passport is not an authentic passport. He is compelled to be what he is not. He obeyed the inconscience he has come to rule. He gave the intention of ruling in conscience, but he himself has fallen asleep and sings a matter to fulfill his soul. What a commentary on man, you see. Awakened, yes, and sings a matter to fulfill his soul. Awakened from her lower driven forms. Awakened from her lower driven form. The Earth Mother gave her forces to his hands and painfully he lost the heavy trust. His mind is a lost touch-bearer on her Earth Mother. Awakened from her lower driven form. Earth Mother, awakened from her lower driven form, gave her forces to his hands. Who is this Earth Mother? The mother of evolution. The mother of evolution. The mother who is carrying out the evolution on earth. It is she who gave him all that. And painfully he guards the heavy trust. His mind is a lost torchbearer on her roads, illuminating breath to think and plasm to feel. That is how the biological creature arose. Breath to think and plasm to feel. He labors with a slow and skeptic brain. That is the Cartesian skepticism. Helped by the reason's vacillating fire to make his thought and will a magic door for knowledge to enter the darkness of the world. It is with that logical thought he wants to enter the darkness of the world and love to rule a realm of strife and hate. A mind impotent to reconcile heaven and earth. A mind, well, that is what our mind is. It is impotent. It cannot conceive heaven and earth. They belong to ends. It cannot join the two ends, heaven and earth. And tied to matter with 1,000 bonds, tied to matter, that mind. He lives himself to be a conscious God, he man. Man, conscious man. He lives himself to be a conscious God. He has a mind which is impotent. With that mind, he tries to lift himself to be a conscious God. Even when the glory of wisdom crowns his brow, see, even sometimes the wisdom might come here, crowns move. When mind and spirit shall a grandiose ray to exert this product of this sperm and gene, this alchemist miracle from plasm and gas, this is what has managed arisen from gas. And he who shares the animals run and crawl, lifts his thought stature to the immortal self. He tries to do that because he is a link. His life still keeps the human middle way. Although he is smile, he hopes to do all that kind of thing. He is only the follower of the human way, the middle way, the human way. Middle is not the Buddhist middle way. No, middle stands for mind. Mind is middle way. Mind, beyond is knowledge, here is ignorance, and mind is half-groping knowledge.
This life.
Yeah. That's the middle way. Human middle way is not Buddhist middle way. His body, he resigns to death and pain. Well, this is what man is. Ultimately you abandon. You become helpless against death and pain. When there is death, there is bound to be pain. And this is what he has come here for. He will not remain content, he will not remain satisfied until death is conquered and pain is removed. That is Ashwapati. So he is beyond man. Man cannot do that, but Ashwapati, the son of strength, has come to do that. The Son of God has not come for that. Son of God has a limited scope. Son of strength has come to remove death and pain. A tomato skeptic of miracles. He is a magician, yet he is a skeptic. He doubts of miracle. A spirit, yet sterile of his occult power. The powers are there, spirits, they are occult power, but they are helpless. They are not producing anything at all. By an unbelieving brain and credulous hand, he leaves the world to end where it began. So the world has come to the mental point, and he leaves the world at that mental point alone. He cannot take it beyond the mind. Where it began, leave the world to end where it began. His work unfinished, he claims a heavenly prize. He is too ambitious, but he has no capacity to do that. Thus has he missed creation's absolute He has made the creations absolute because he is a mental being. Because he is a mental being. Creations absolute cannot be reached by mind. Halfway he stops, his star of destiny. Halfway. Mind. Mind is a half a light. He stops a star of destiny. A vast means all mental glories he will achieve, and he becomes happy, satisfied with that. A vast and big, long tired experiment, an absurd high conception, doubtfully done. The world's life falters on not seeing its goal because of mind, faltering mind. A zigzag towards unknown, dangerous ground, ever repeating its habitual walk, ever retreating after marches long and hardest victories without sure result, drawn endlessly and inconclusive game. You keep on writing philosophies, ages after ages, but ultimately it's an inconclusive game. In an ill-fitting and voluminous robe. So you are wearing a big robe of knowledge, or whatever you want to call it, but it is an ill-fitting robe. A radiant purple still conceals his face. A mighty blindness stumbles hoping on. What a phrase! A mighty blindness stumbles hoping on. Feeling strength and gifts of luminous chance. By chance something might happen and you keep on hoping and move on. Mighty blindness, you see. Stumbles hoping on that chance might do something. Chance might scatter some gifts on the way. You are not want them. Chance has offered them to you. Because the human instrument has failed. Now she is coming back to Ashwapati. Because the human instrument has failed. So this is the credit card. This is the annual report of man's achievements. Progress report. Because the human instrument has failed, the guarded, trusted, sleeps within its seed, a spirit entangled in the forms it made. The spirit is hoping that this man might do something, but this human instrument has failed. Yet his failure is not failure whom God leads. All the blame does not lie entirely with him. His failure is not failure whom God leads. God has greater plans for him than this failure. Through all, the slow, mysterious march goes on. So that is the new hope she is bringing. God will bring something. So you be content, Mr. Ashwapati, don't be in a hurry. God will take care of everything. His failure is not failure whom God leads. Through all, the slow, mysterious march goes on. Slow, mysterious. Again he says slow, mysterious march, slow evolution. He is insistent, very particular about this phrase. Goes on. An immutable power has made this mutable world. It is not some timeless force, but some immutable power, some higher power, greater power has made this mutable world. This mutable world is under her control, under the control of the immutable power. A self-fulfilling transcendence is man's road. See, you aspire, human aspiration is there for liberty, freedom, happiness, joy. A self-fulfilling transcendence is man's road. The driver of the soul upon its path. Soul, its path, soul. It knows its steps, its soul. His way is immutable. And how shall the end be vain when God is guide? So she says, God leads. So if God is the leader, how can anything be in vain? Be happy that He is there and He will take care of everything. However, man's mind may tire or fail his flesh, a will prevail, a will. Man's mind may tire and fail, but there is a will, the will of God. Because God is the leader, God is the guide. A will prevails, cancelling his conscious joy. The poet says, a boundless vastness calls, retreating in an immense unknown. There is no end to the world's stupendous march. There is no rest for the embodied soul. It must complete its trajectory, move on. It must be on. Describe all time's huge curve. So let things keep on unrolling themselves. Don't be in a hurry. Don't force issues. Let time take care of everything. Time's curve, let it be traced. And then she says, an influx passes from the close to beyond. Now here, influx, I is capital. You see, I is capital. Influence, influx. Presses from the close to beyond. It's very close by. That beyond is not really that beyond. From the close to beyond. Following to him rest and earthly ease. Him, man. He cannot have rest. He cannot have earthly. Till he has found himself. He cannot pause. You have to keep on struggling. You have to strive. You have to do part of your work. You have to do your sadhana. You either do it consciously, your sadhana, or you do your sadhana unconsciously. If you are doing your sadhana consciously, your progress is faster. If you are doing sadhana through the process of nature, nature is taking care of everything. Till he has found, so that sadhana continues, goes on. Till he has found himself, he cannot pause. Because he cannot pause, a light there is that leads. Earlier she was saying, God is the guide. Now light there is that leads. A power that is. Both are there. Light and power. Prakasha and Shakti. Prakasha, light. There is that leads. A power, Shakti. That there, both are there. A light there is that leads. A power that is. So that is the kind of an assurance she is giving. That is the kind of a consolation she is offering to Asapati. There is a light, there is a power, and don't worry about things. Unmarked, unfelt, is sealed in him and in him in man. It, that light, that power, is combined both in one. Unmarked, unfelt, is sealed in him and acts. Ignorant, he forms the all-conscient in his depths. Human looks up to superhuman feel. A borrower of supernature's gold, he paves his road to immortality. That is human aspiration. That is human aspiration to immortality. Wide freedom, immortality, bliss. That is how the life divine begins. He paves his road to immortality. Supernature's goal, he is borrowing on that. The high gods look on man and watch and choose. Yes, they know the wise God, the high God, the transcendental God. Today the impossibles to the future's way. So what appears to be impossible today, that will become the foundation for tomorrow. And because of that, his transience trembles to the eternal's touch. His various seed beneath the infinite's trade, the immortal's hand, their entries in his life because of that. See, great things he is telling. His transcends tunnel, his various seed, his martyr's hand, their entries in his life, they enter and worship here. The ambassadors of the unseen drawn near, they bring messages of the unseen, drawn near. A splendor, sullied by the mortal air, love passes through his heart. A wandering guest, beauty surrounds him for a magic hour. He has visits of a large, revealing joy. Brief widenesses release him from himself. Brief widenesses release him from himself. Enticing to say glory ever in front. So they are kind of attracting him glory further. Hopes of a deathless sweetness, live and live. So that is the great promise, assurance, consolation she is offering to him. His transient travels, his various seed, the mortals have their entries, ambassadors drawn near, splendor enters the mortal air, beauty, etc., all that. His mind is crossed by strange discovering fire. Because of these rare intimations lift his stammering speech to a murmuring kinship with the eternal sword. A mask of wisdom circles through his brave, ordering him with glimpses half divine. Well, with all that thing, what happens? He gets glimpses half divine. Okay, still mental beings. half divine. He lays his hands sometimes on the unknown. That is man's aspiration, constantly it is there. He communes sometimes with eternity. That is what the great rishis have done. They commune with eternity, with Brahman, with the transcendent. He lays his hand sometimes. The great mystics, they reach that. He lays his hand sometimes, therefore sometimes. When such great spirits come, the rishis come, the sages come, the mystics come. Sometimes with eternity. He communes sometimes with eternity. A strange and grandiose symbol was his birth, man's birth. Strange and grandiose. Grandiose because of this possibility. Strange because of the way in which he has grown up. And immortality and spirit form and spirit room are pure perfection and a shadowless flame. And these afflicted creatures, mighty fate. So she is giving him full assurance. They are the mighty fate of this afflicted creature, this suffering creature, this death-struggling creature. He is afflicted creature, mighty fate. In him, the Earth Mother, again she is talking of the Earth Mother, the Mother of Evolution, who is carrying him forward through. In him, this is a phrase which appears only twice in Savitri, Earth Mother. Once here and once a little earlier than that. No. In him, the Earth Mother, she is drawn near the change. See, now he clarifies what that Earth Mother is. She is drawn near the change. That is the evolution. Foreshadowed in her dung and fiery devil, a goddess drawn from a transmuted limb, an alchemy of heaven on nature's way. Alchemy of heaven on nature's way. That is the transmutation which is taking place because of the work of this Earth Mother.
This is the transformation, but the alchemy of heaven is transformation. The alchemy of heaven, that's the transformation?
Well, it was transformation. Transmuted limbs, yes. He got it drawn from her transmuted limb, an alchemy of heaven. An alchemy of heaven is for hot transmuted limbs, foreshadowed and down and fiery depths in the process of evolution.
Change.
And alchemy of heaven on nature's base. This is what the Earth Mother sees.
The Earth Mother's, the Earth Mother has dumped in fiery depths.
She is drawn near the change. She is seeing now that the change is taking place, is coming closer.
But the Earth Mother has dumped in fiery depths.
Foreshadowed in her down. She has seen already the thing in the depths, in the fiery depths. The process of evolution is already anticipating such a change.
Oh, because dump is earth.
Yeah.
Yes. What is dump? The earth is dump.
Yes.
But it's the Earth Mother.
Foreshadowed in her down path. See, evolution is not expressing yet, but anticipating.
Change. The dump earth. Yes. Even with the dump earth, the change is there. It has to come eventually.
So this is the credit card of man and of
Promise for the future.
and of our mother.
Promise for the future. Yeah. But how man
has done, what he has done, what are his possibilities, God is guide, etc., etc., Earth Mother is doing, so things are happening. Things are happening. So she is justifying the work which time has done so far. She is defending the work of time in a way.
because she's doing that.
Yeah.
So
He has to. And then now she is attending, she is addressing to Ashapati. Adept of the self-born, unfailing adept. Ashapati is the adept now. She is addressing, until now she was addressing other things, now she is addressing directly to Ashapati. He is the adept. Adept of the self-born, unfailing line. Self-born, unfailing line.
his ancestors.
Avatar after avatar, he has been coming, unfailing line.
The unfailing line are the avatars.
Self-born, Swambhu. See, he comes as an avatar, self-born, unfailing line, constant. He is carrying on the evolution. He is an adept of that. Live now the life to die the ages bow. The ages time. So she is defending time again, ages. Live now the life to die the ages go. Help still, humanity is blind and suffering die. Obey the Spirit's wide, omnipotent urge. You want to help man, you are the adept of the self-born, unfailing line, you are the avatar. We have been working for that. And still humanity is blind and suffering life. Obey the Spirit's wide, omnipotent urge. That is the urge of the Spirit itself towards that growth, towards that change, that transformation, that alchemy. That is the Spirit's urge itself, you see. A witness to God's parley with the night. He is the witness to God's parley. He has been observing what God is speaking tonight. Ashapati, the incarnate, the avatar, a witness to God's parley with the night. It learned compassionate from immortal form, and house desire the troubled seed of things. It is because of the desire that you are coming here. Obey the Spirit's wide, omnipotent urge. So she is addressing as an adept, and then she also says a witness. He is a witness to all these things happening here. And then she tells him, ascend to thy high self. You have come from that unfailing line. You have come from that unfailing line. Ascend to thy high self. Create and do. Suffer for this world. Creation. Cease thou from knowledge. Let thy toil be work. So she is insisting that he has to do still work. He has to keep on toiling still. No more earthly limits can thy foe equal thy work with down unending time. She is now from knowledge, obviously. Let thy toil be vast, he cannot stop his work. No more in earthly limits can thy foe. Now this is a terrible line. No more in earthly limits spend thy soul. You are belonging to that interminable line, self-born, unfailing line. Don't limit your work to the earth alone in earthly limits.
That if he is supposed to walk within the earth,
No more in earthly limits. Don't remain confined. There are vaster areas still to be covered.
means you can continue out of the time. Yes.
Now, this line in the revised edition, they have made it no more can earthly limits spend thy force.
No more can.
That in has become can.
Can actually no. He has to work in the limits.
No more can earthly limits spend thy force.
That's wrong because he has to limit also himself.
How do they translate?
No, exactly like this.
In?
Yes.
In.
Non-limit.
That is correct.
Correct. Yes. A wonderful phrase. It means we understand from this phrase why Shri left his body.
Yeah.
He continued outside.
Yeah, obviously. No more can earthly limits spend thy force. Well, that is not a very big statement. He is already a son of strength. So there is no question of earthly limits confining his
The body is actually limit.
Actually, the little history, no more in earthly limits spend thy force. That is the line as it occurs in many of Sri Aurobindo's handwritten manuscript himself. In.
How can they
in his own handwriting. But in the last but one copy, manuscript, he writes about in can.
Only the last one.
He writes about in can. See, he need not step up.
Both is valid.
He need not step up, but he has written about that can.
So, he means boss.
Now, pardon me?
He means boss. Is
Yes, well, he has kept that thing at that moment undecided.
Yeah, undecided.
He has kept it at that moment undecided. Whether it should be in or can, that he has left undecided at that moment. For whatever reasons it be. Maybe he wanted to revise the whole line in a different manner or whatever it is, but he had kept that thing suspended. Can is there, in is not stuck at all. Now, obviously, when a fair copy of it is made, Nirodharan would go and ask Sri Aurobindo, Mr. What do I do? Whether I put can or in? What do I write? What do I write? Sri Aurobindo of course says in. Otherwise, how does he copy in?
He said this to you.
Well, that is how I will interpret it. When Nirodharan is copying this line,
Yeah,
in his
of course.
book,
He must
have consulted whether I put in or can.
Yeah.
He must have consulted. And at that time, he must have said in. Although he had kept, while writing that thing at that time, suspended, when the point was raised, he has decided already, it should be in. It should be in, you see. No more in earthly image can thy force. See, all these sentences are imperative. Ascend to thy high self. Ascend as cease not. No more in earthly image can thy force. They are all imperative. Absolutely. Equal the work. And not only that, so Nirodharan must have definitely consulted what should be taken. He has put in. Now this thing was typed, this thing was printed, this thing went through many stages of revisions and all that thing. Every time Shravandu heard it, no more in earthly limits pen thy force. And he has left it as it is. Not that he has forgotten can, he has left it as it is. So at one moment of time, he did propose an alternative, in or can, but then he wrote it out also.
But I think also if he put it, it means at that time he felt that also no more can you.
Then therefore, yes, that's right. He has left it at that point. Maybe he would have expanded this line in another manner, added a couple of more explanatory lines for that. So I will go on the entire way, no more in earthly limits can thy force. It is an imperative statement. Traveler upon the bare eternal heights. Now that is, she is addressing to Ashapati. Traveler upon the bare eternal height, only the sun of strength can climb such bare eternal heights. Traveler upon the bare eternal height, tread still the difficult and dateless path. Tread still the difficult. Again, that sun of strength alone can do that. Joining the cycles with this austere curve, measured for man by the initiate cause. She is advising him now, continue your work. You continue to your work. And then she assures him, yes, go ahead, do that. My life shall be in thee. My strength, thy force. What greater boon can be expected from the land? My life shall be in thee. My strength will be your force. So again, her prakasha and her shakti will be his. My life shall be in thee. My strength, thy force. Therefore, when it is there is nothing can stop. Let not the impatient titan drive thy heart. You are impatient to bring down the higher power here. Don't be impatient. Ask not the imperfect fruit, a partial prize. Ask not for the imperfect fruit, a partial prize. So that is a great obligation. Let not the impatient titan drive thy heart. Ask not the imperfect fruit, a partial prize. Now this is the most important statement. This is the most important statement. When we go to Samadhi, we don't know what to ask. We don't know what to ask, you see. We want, oh, my fan is not working. Mother, come and help me to fill it.
No! That you don't ask.
No problem.
Immediate answer.
No problem, okay. But I will say. So we always ask for imperfect food. because we have not done sufficient sadhana to ask for proper food. We don't know what to ask. We approach God, we don't know what to ask. We don't know what to ask. That needs yogic preparation, yogic sadhana, yogic tapasya to demand something. Yes, this is what I want. The obligation is not on God, is not on Samadhi, is not on her. The obligation is on us. What to ask? What to ask? Ask not the imperfect fruit, the partial prize. See, in the Vishnu Purana, there is a story, narrative, episode of Dhruva. You must have heard of Dhruva. Yeah. As a young boy, he was driven out and he did tapasya for 7 years in the forest. And it was there that Narada had given him the mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He did that mantra japa for 7 years. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That was the mantra which was picked up by the mother for her cellular bodies. So that is a powerful mantra also. Now, at the end of 7 years of tapasya, Lord Vishnu appears in front of Dhruva. And says, I am very pleased with your tapasya, with your prayer, and I am here now to grant you a boon, Ashirvad. Ask what you want. In the beginning, Dhruva says, sorry, I don't want anything really. I don't want anything. The fact that you have come and given me your darshan, there cannot be any greater boon than that. What else I want? What else I want? You have appeared in front of me, given me your darshan. I don't want anything at all really now. But then Vishnu says, I am sorry, after having appeared in front of you, I cannot go without granting you a food. That is the awful law. That is the awful compulsion. I cannot go without granting you a food. So you have to ask. Now there, the entire obligation lies not on Vishnu but on Dhruva. What to ask? What to ask? And Dhruva says, give me a place where from I will not be disturbed, I will not be moved. A beautiful star, Dhruva, the pole star. That is what he asked for.
But he was already disturbed.
I want a pole star. I want that I will not be shaken, moved from that place at all. That is what he wanted. Well, he gave him. It was okay, it's a very Vishnu said, it's a very easy matter, no problem at all. Can't it?
And he gave it to
So that is what I am saying. The entire sadhana, the merit, the credit, the strength, the power of your sadhana lies in what kind of boon you are going to ask the divine.
That's what you get.
It depends entirely upon you what you want. I want to be an author, I want to be a very famous person, I want to be a musician. For him there is no problem at all.
But it means when he did his sadhana for 7 years, he was doing this like this without any intention.
No, that was one of his intentions. See, he was given away. Yeah, that was one of his intention perhaps.
Why he did that? His intention.
Yeah.
Why Vishnu?
See, well, he was even a child, he has not really grown up, the tapasya not done.
Why he was doing the tapasya?
He was driven away from his father. You see, his stepmother. Tradition. His stepmother. See, he was the rightful heir of the kingdom. Dhruva was the rightful heir of the kingdom. But his stepmother wanted her son to be the king and not Dhruva. And therefore, she forced her husband to drive him away. And therefore he went to the forest and did tapasya. In response to that. So that is the background. And it is with that, see, but a person who really comes with a different urge, with something different, he does the sadhana also for that purpose, for a different purpose, you see. So you have to define your scope, your parameters of sadhana. Supervisor. Why not? Why not? Yes. Why not? Light mind, whatever it is. That is all I want. I don't want oranges, I don't want house. I want only supervise, you see. Then you see. So the entire obligation lies on one who is seeking for a spiritual boon. Depends upon what exactly you want to do. Ask not the imperfect fruit. So we have been always asking for the imperfect fruit, the partial prize. Only one boon, to greaten thy spirit, demand. She says, demand, if you are right now to ask for a boon. You have come all the way up to here, it is your demand. Only one boon, only one joy, to raise thy kind desire. About blind faith and the antagonist powers, nowhere stands a high unchanging will. Nowhere stands a high unchanging will. To his omnipotence, leave thy world's reserve. So all that he is going to do, it will be in consonance with that high, unchanging will. Whatever he is going to get now will be sanctioned by that high, unchanging will. So you are approaching the highest authority, and it entirely depends upon you now what to ask, what to ask. Who is omnipotent? Give thy words reserve. All things shall change and vast transfiguring over. He assures him in that high unchanging will, everything will change in vast transfiguring over. Be sure of that in vast transfiguring over. She is guaranteeing also already that the God's transfiguring over is approaching. Is coming by, is coming close. She is assuring him that now it's up to you to demand what you want. All things shall change. So don't be worried about that thing. This will happen. Because there is a high transferring hour waiting for God's hour. And it will happen there. You see. Only one boon to greaten the spirit. Demand. To greaten the spirit. You see, his spirit is already so great. And yet she is asking him to greaten his spirit. See, whatever he has to obtain. Greaten for what? To hold the kind of boon that will be given to you. Your spirit may not be sufficiently great enough today. Make that thing greater yet, so that the boon which comes to you can be held by it. To greaten the spirit, demand only one joy to raise thy kind. You have been asking for man. You have been carrying reverse desire with you for change. You are here till death remains unconquered. But the conquest of death, pain is there. It is in that context, one joy to raise a kind desire. Now this is not a desire, this is a kind of a will. Desire is will. Sankalpa is will. Demand, desire. Only one boon to greaten the spirit. Demand. Only one joy to raise thy kind This aroused blind faith, this is what happens, the somnambulist force is working. Aroused blind faith and the antagonist powers, knowledge, there stands a high, unchanging will. That unchanging will doesn't care about the powers and faith. It knows how to tackle blind faith and antagonist powers. That unchanging will knows it. He is omnipotent, give diverse results. All things shall change in God's transfiguring power. So that is a great assurance he is giving to you.